Yep. Yep. Spawn. So let's go ahead and get started with the first part of Volume 12. Pretty badass cover there. Spawn Origins Collection Volume 12, 69 to 74. Note that we're stopping at 20. I'm going to end Spawn at 20. I think 20 issues or 20 volumes is enough. That's going to put us at 100 and something, and I think it'll be just fine right there. I don't want to go too much further and risk issues that they're currently still trying to make money off of, which they're trying to make money off of all the issues, but I don't want to go too far into their current stuff. That's one thing I'm definitely trying to not do with this channel, is go into really, really, really recent stuff. Sometimes we do, but it's not all the time. I'm not a believer in the faith, but that doesn't preclude me from putting ideas out there that are commonplace within our society, such as those based on religion or science. Every culture has a deeper kind of interest in terms of what it's like in the afterlife. Using God in the comic book is the equivalent of good, and hell is the equivalent of evil. So again, there's more generic meanings overall to me than the specific feel of who they are. Also, the name Malbolgia isn't meant as the bad dude. To me, Malbolgia isn't Satan. I think you're placing that name on him. And, wow, I was for a long time. I've never stated that he is the devil. All I've stated is that he is a devil. To me, there are multiple layers of them that fight amongst themselves and are trying to grab supremacy. If Spawn was to beat Malbolgia, he's going to find that Malbolgia is like a kindergartner compared to the big guy. I like presenting doctors, lawyers, and mechanics in my books. I don't do any of these occupations. I've even put insurance men in my comic books, and I really don't believe in that. Let me tell you, I present all of these characters to help tell the story. Todd McFarlane, Spawn Letters Page, issue 69. Issue 69, January 1998. Freaky. 2:21 a.m. A search has begun. A search to find a being that most don't believe even exists. Prodded by Cogliostro's insistence that Spawn is in dire need of help, Detective Sam Burke and Twitch Williams forge deeper into the infrastructure of Manhattan's back alleyways, slowly swallowed by the black, hungry maw of the icy shadows. Okay, Twitch, let's do it. I've got your back, sir. I swear I get the creeps every time we go in there. Justifiably so. Still, it is the place Cogliostro said we'd find him. We'd better, because I'm sick and tired of chasing ghosts. Especially in Rat City. Then we'd better stay sharp, sir, because we're about to enter hell. Indeed, for in hunting down a creature known only to a few, they will traverse a labyrinth of decayed passages stretching deep into the bowels of lower Manhattan. Rat City. It's a place that exists only in the conflicted interests of a select clientele: police, bureaucrats, murderers, drug addicts. A place no one can defend or justify. A haven for anyone wanting to disappear from the face of the earth. The public, as a whole, knows nothing about the place. That's the way local politicians have kept it for the past 3 decades. For whatever fears the citizenry may have about being assaulted by those they can see, they pale in comparison to fears of those they can't. Even the homeless and outcasts are scared to enter this domain, for the deeper you enter, the further you penetrate its secluded darkness, the more horrific become the secrets it is trying to hide. Sweet mercy. Jesus! For a moment, both detectives just quietly take in what they see. Cogliostro had warned them that they were about to enter some kind of bizarre war, one that would extend beyond the parameters of a turf war. The reality of the situation takes some getting used to. Crucified and headless, the limp remains of Spawn served notice. It's open season for all on the side of this unforeseen enemy. But that's not what stopped Sam and his partner dead in their tracks. What chills them is that in past encounters, both men had been witness to Spawn's incredible strength and recuperative powers. He'd seem almost invulnerable. The thought that there's something loose that can mutilate such a being to this degree, that scares the detectives. God only knows what kind of unholy power is now running unchecked. While elsewhere on the fringe of territory that is 2 levels removed from the heart of Rat City, a confrontation of another sort is about to be joined. It involves representatives of 2 eternal clans, Heaven and Hell. Ironic, isn't it, that we've got a war right under our noses, and neither one of us is capable of doing anything about it. Makes me wonder who is really in control of human destiny. Neither of our masters seems to be gaining anything out of this skirmish. What are you blubbering about, old man? Please spare me your innocent act. I've known you for a long time. Of your presence here on... Excuse me, we'll try that a little differently. Please, spare me your innocent act. I've known for a long time of your presence here on Earth. Bootsy? Isn't that the name you go by now? Well, I applaud your success in fitting in so effortlessly with the humans. But you had to know I'd be aware of your surveillance duty. Heaven can't be that foolish, can it? It's not, but I must still adhere to my orders. To watch, but not interfere. That's right. Unlike Hell, Heaven believes in discretion. There isn't a thing your side does that we aren't aware of, including your efforts to teach the new Hell Spawn how to reverse his preordained fate. His judgment day is already past. It's those that haven't died that God's interested in. The paths they may choose to travel have yet to be finally decided. And so, the way you help is to do nothing while your friends are willing to die trying to defend Hell's new creation. No wonder evil runs so rampant. Look, my job is to report, not react. Free will must still be the mandate of all mankind. Our involvement must be through intervention that they can attribute to unseen forces. They call them miracles. I believe we've done our fair share of those. What's your side done? I didn't know Heaven was keeping score, or that it can so easily justify its actions with a logic that suits only itself. I'm sorry. I was hoping I could count on being... try that one again. I'm sorry. I was hoping I could count on it being more than that. Good night. I think it's coming loose. Just another second. Will you hurry up? Pah! Ouch! Ouch, ouch, ouch. You okay? Perfect. Good. I tried to keep my footing, but it felt like I got hit by a ton of bricks. That green jello he's made of obviously ain't normal, which seems to be par for the course. Come on, give me a hand. Ugh! Like so many before them, they'd assumed that because Spawn looked like a man, he must be one. One endowed with great powers, but still a man. Ugh! The reality is that the former Army Lieutenant Colonel Al Simmons is constructed of a substance unknown to man, with properties not in compliance with standard science. The result, Spawn. His necroflesh body weighs over 400 pounds. Oops! For a pair of less than stud-like detectives, this becomes problematic. Cripes, that was my fault. That was my fault. I take the blame. You okay under there, buddy? Ouch, 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 ouch. Perfect. I swear on my mother's grave I'm gonna kill that Cogliostro next time I see him. That old fart must think this is all some hilarious joke. There! I think you can get out now. Burdened with the dead weight of Spawn's carcass, Sam and Twitch make painfully halting headway as they exit the maze of alleys. That delay will cost the lives of many this night. Hey you! Drop out right now! Then back away slowly. Geez, Bobby, look, it's true. They did blow his head off. You punks want to kill our king, then you better be prepared to die, 'cause you screwed us for the last time. Come on, guys. Click, click. Try that one again, smart ass. Hey, who's there? Before the mistaken identities can be sorted out, Bobby's legitimate opponents arrive. Word is, you mean to take what belongs to us now. Rat City. Well, your tough guy hero ain't gonna save you this time. And in a few short minutes, Scaroni and his boys will be here. And in a few short minutes, Scaroni and his boys will be here with the heavy artillery. Oh yeah? Well, we've got the hordes of heroin hideout marching this way, and I mean the entire southeast section. Looks like we've got ourselves a pissing contest, Twitch. You cover the left flank. You brought this on yourselves! You and your goddamn passive bunch. We didn't need Spawn, you hear? He was a goddamn freak. Always brought the law into our alleys. This is our home, not his. But you made him into something he wasn't. A hero. Well, he did nothing but crap on us. All of us, including you. How dare you! Just because you couldn't peddle your whores and drugs like you did before didn't make him your enemy. You could have just moved on. He didn't care about what you did. He just didn't want it going on around him. The charge begins. Freeze, all of you. Look, I don't know who the hell you guys are, but this ain't your fight, so get the hell out of here before you get permanently hurt. Seems to me we've got ourselves a little misunderstanding here. So let me see if I can't set a couple things straight. First, you scumbags are nothing but a bunch of loser, thieving, useless we're gonna try that one again. First, you scumbags are nothing but a bunch of loser, thieving, useless pieces of shit. Second, this guy you're all fighting over, Spawn, he's wanted for questioning in over a dozen incidents in these parts. So if he's your leader, then it just tells me what kinds of morons you are. Suck me, fat boy, you have no idea. Shut up. Third, if you guys want, I'll make all your lives a constant nightmare by bringing the entire NYPD in here every night. You cops can't possibly hassle us more than you already do. Twitch, think you can help these guys comprehend any better? Why, yes, sir. 4, we've got big guns. You don't. It says vote Nixon. We ain't afraid of you. Then I guess we're even. What you gonna do? Kill all of us? We've got nothing. Remember? We're losers, which means dying would be a blessing. I'm warning you. Let's get 'em! Blam! Yes, you friggin' wuss. I knew you cops didn't have any guts. Better say your prayers fast. Before we get into any of that, I suggest you all look behind you. The next one of you to move a muscle gets a repeat performance. Now get over there against the wall and put your hands against it. You search them, sir. This ain't over, cop. You'll see. There's an army marching this way. You can't stop any of this. This is our home. None of this concerns you, and don't pretend you even care about what happens to us. He is quite right. Because as much as you officers want to uphold the law, the fact is you don't give a rat's ass about any of this. I'd even wager that most of New York's finest would rather see us dead. To you, we're all just losers. Isn't that what you called us? Well, look who's winning now. So I suggest you drop your gun, or else you'll have 2 headless bodies to deal with. Go ahead, do it. But if you hurt him, I'll blow your friggin' head all over this alley. Come on, cut him. You're so unafraid to die, then prove it. We can end this all pretty quick. I said cut him, tough guy. I never did like the little twerp. Show me you've got a death wish. You hear me, loser? He got another madman. Good, I do so love the company. Come on, officer, look into my eyes and tell me which of us is bluffing. Dead silence sets in. A moment of reckoning is at hand. Yet, lost somehow in this standoff is the reason why all are here tonight. Spawn. Inexplicably, his uniform had failed to protect him, resulting in a false message to those who felled him. They thought him weak, an easy target, and before Spawn himself knew what was happening, he'd lost the battle. But the truth is that he had entered the domain of heaven, in which God's powers nullify the evil sent from hell. Yes, heaven does exist within these alleys. The human eye just can't register its presence. Yet, once outside that small domain, evil has free reign once again. Although they don't know it, Sam and Twitch had carried Spawn back across the threshold of Heaven's Dead Zone, outside, to where all the madness lives. And obeys! Once again able to mesh worms, maggots, flies, and rats into this now reanimated Dark Sentinel, Hell's newest Grim Reaper. To be continued. Issue 70, 98, Darkness. The board has been laid out, the players poised in the positions they deem most advantageous, willing to enter a battle over self-assigned territorial privileges. These combatants are, however, really reacting to a presence, a ghost now back from the grave. Among some, there's a belief that he should have never have been granted the right of living with them in society's shadows, that he's an intruder, an enemy that continually disrupts their aimless lives. Others have begun to revere him, turned him into something more than he wants to be, an excuse for feeling hopeful, their protector, their king. For his part, this creature called Spawn has to be neither enemy nor friend. Solitude was all he craved. But the simple fact of his return, of his new life, created a ripple which has touched many. Some of this effect was the result of his own actions, as with the day he left a corpse in the office of 2 detectives. With others, it's because they'd already crossed the line past which most of us would dare not go, into the bosom of madness where insanity is sought out, embraced. This reality, these people, now define Spawn's world. A place where even the strongest of men can be stripped of all they hold precious. Where what was once human can find itself a reanimated specter, whose necroflesh is now woven tightly with the putrid effects of man's decay. Worms, maggots, filth, all cohere to comprise this hellish warrior's new shape, a walking, festering outrage that Satan hopes will one day lead his army of the damned against God himself. The curse that is Spawn has been called many things throughout the centuries. Tangible form enshrouds this name we now fear most. The Grim Reaper. It is far from being a myth. And though he's tried to fight what he is, he will now resist it no longer. Instead, as he has done with all the madness around him, he will welcome it, ingest it, absorb it. Sin, evil, wickedness. He takes it from their auras and combines it within his own, his cloak drawn tightly to him. Then somehow he gives it form, returns it to the agony group from which it was borrowed. It has taken a second for this unholy metamorphosis. Now the Furies burst forth, the horror of all hell breaking loose. The crowd is shocked senseless. Those who'd been trained by New York's finest instinctively seize the moment. Ah! Now, sir! Ugh! Detective Sam Burke slams like a charging rhino into his opponent, separates the madman from his partner. With the threat momentarily diminished, Sam must now gain the upper hand. Come on, fat man, you can do better than that. He doesn't have to. Crack! Sir, you okay? Yeah, fine. I think you clocked him good. As they compose their wits, they survey the situation they had just left behind. As more and more reinforcements appear, so grows the chaos. A mob of humanity's dregs is engaged in a frenzied melee that serves to feed the black cloud of shrieking bats. Each wanted a resolution to the situation. Now they shall have it. As more and more reinforcements appear, so grows the chaos. A mob of humanity's dregs is engaged in a frenzied melee that serves to feed the black cloud of shrieking bats. Each one at a we're gonna not skip that one. Others find the courage in the mind-altering drugs that course through their veins. Each wanted a resolution to the situation. Now they shall have it. With even more gang members entering the fray, mere bodily harm starts giving way to decidedly deadlier results. Both sides suffer losses. The alleyway is littered with a battlefield's bounty, yet the carnage is not slowed in any manner. If anything, the frenzy seems to be building, taking on a life of its own, feeding ever more fully on the nightmare actions of those involved. The assault flourishes to such an extent that Spawn, goaded by his own rising anger, has living... Yeah, we'll try that one again. The assault flourishes to such an extent that Spawn, goaded by his own rising anger, has his living cloak throw wide the passage, and continues to vomit out the tangible equivalent of this hatred and evil. There is also a sound, like a distant echo of a devil's cackle. Earlier that same day, tee-hee, hee-hee-hee. Cyan, you be careful with your necklace. The wind might take it away. Otay, mama. You know, honey, I'd rather you sit in your seat properly and not mess around. It isn't safe. As Cyan concentrates on what her mother is saying, she gets distracted from the game she'd been playing. It's a fairly common occurrence for a child just under 3 years old. Her reaction, though, isn't normal. A blood-curdling shriek electrifies the air as the child slides into some primordial state. Its startling intensity, startling Wanda into a near accident. Before she can even assess Cyan's tantrum, the child is upon her like a raging banshee. No, my necklace, I need my necklace. Cyan, what are you doing? Get back to your seat, you're hurting me. Stop, Mommy, you have to get my necklace, now! Wanda struggles to keep the car from veering out of the lane while looking for the first chance to pull over, but before she can... No, get away from that door, do you hear me? I want you back in your seat right this instant. Wanda pulls over to the side as traffic buzzes by, honking angrily. Cyan takes the opportunity to bolt from the confines of the automobile. Cyan, come back! The small girl covers the 40 yards in seconds. Miraculously, the soother and necklace had landed in the shoulder lane too, because in her state, Cyan would have surely run into the path of oncoming traffic if that's where her toy had landed. Mommy, can we go home now? I'm tired. Her mother walks the child back to the car, thinking that this has happened. The same extreme, violent reaction, she wonders if only for a moment, if her girl has somehow been possessed. The same could be said of the dank, filth-stained alleys, which have now turned those it shelters against one another. With an intensity that resonates down each narrow passageway, the din echoing louder until those outside become aware. The 2 corroborating phone calls from concerned citizens soon prompt the closest patrol car to the scene. Or at least to the gateway. Excuse me, we'll try that one again. Or at least the gateway to the scene. Come on, let's go. The officers enter the dark Bowery and are consumed by a darkness so thick neither is able to see anything. And then they find they are headed in the opposite direction, back out of the alleys. What the... Experience the futility of the exact same results. Not believing what just happened, they repeat the experience over and over. This is crazy. What the hell's going on? Fred, you better call for backup. It won't change a thing, for tonight some force, be it heavens or hells, has intervened in such a manner that no one from the outside shall interrupt what is transpiring on the inside. This scene must be played out, regardless of the aftermath of its victims. Yeah! When the powers above have an interest in a situation, the celestial attendants of the Lord are not allowed their own motivations. Those agents are to watch and report only. Direct action is not condoned. Unknown to those around him, Bootsy is an angel manifested as human, here to record what goes on in this particular place. He knows his orders as well as the possible and now likely cost of disobedience. You're gonna be okay, Bobby. Just hang in there. Bootsy curses his feelings and the fact he has been on Earth with him for so long. He feels betrayed by his emotions, while Spawn has completely given way to his own. Allowing his uniform to take possession of its host, satisfying its hunger on the horrors swirling around it, devouring the cancerous souls of those now dead and damned to hell, snapping wildly at the air like some crazed rabid beast until it stops dead in its tracks, confusing an already dazed Spawn, causing him to wonder how he has just been neutralized. The dead zone. He's just crossed over its invisible boundary again. It's a place where heaven is in control, but only to the point of superseding hell's efforts to subvert mankind. This influence extends to Spawn, making him prey once again to those who resent his presence. Leave him alone, you hear? He's mine. I'll kill you if you kill him. Detective Burke buys Spawn a precious few seconds. In the process, the Crimson Warrior is shoved off balance and staggers back a few steps. Oh, I think that was supposed to be Burke. Well, so sorry about that, guys. Crossing once again outside the dead zone. His symbolic outer shell is given life so quickly that Spawn is hit with the equivalent of a severe drug-induced rush. Full force. Cripes! Where'd this wind come from? I don't know, but somehow it seems to be strongest between us and them. I don't care. We have to stop that slaughter, goddammit. They can't. Try as they may, they have been blocked from interfering by some mystical gale. Force wind. You have to do something, Spawn. We can't get through. No, I can't do it either. What are you talking about? We've seen your strength. You can... I said no. You saw what they did to me before. They blew my freaking head off, remember? Somehow I lose my powers there. And I'm just not in the mood to die for anyone in there right now. But I know where this problem started. I mean to fix that. And in the blink of an eye, Spawn melds with the shadows disappearing from sight. Emerging not far away. I saw you flee. What's the matter? What you've caused wasn't crazy enough for you? There weren't enough body parts, or blood, or screams, or insanity? So you're alive again. It won't matter though. Because what you witnessed tonight will just repeat itself until these allies are rid of you. And you can't change any of it, so don't try and intimidate. You don't scare me. Don't I? Well then, do you scare yourself? Do you know what you are? What hides inside you? Oh. That's it. Try laughing it away. Show me how unafraid you are. Let us feel it. Come on. Don't you want to feel? Slowly, like a living syrup, the alley's insects, grubs, and worms pour over the freak, appearing magically from any and every crack and crevice, drowning the spindly madman in a dense coat of black, slimy mass. The harder he struggles, the faster he's buried. Eeeeah! Then the screams and struggles subside, leaving nothing but skittering shadows in their wake. Karma, that's what swallowed him. His own evil, coming back on its master. The nether creatures trying to reclaim the place from whence they came. They want back inside him. They want back inside him. Instead, they'll suffocate him in the attempt. Bad karma. Spawn pulled the aura out of Freak, gave it tangible form, and sent it back. And now the Freak is literally killing himself. Wow, okay. Issue 71, April 98. Apparitions. We skipped March for some reason. It's over. After wreaking havoc on the denizens of Rat City, the malevolent messiah, known only as the Freak, has met his fate at the hands of Spawn. Taking tangible form, maggots, worms, all manner of parasites, the sins of one man's life now devour their maker. Oh, there might be a little more to this. Without even understanding how, Spawn summoned up a wave of karmic force, purging the twisted malignant evil from the madman's soul and turned it back on him. Taking tangible form, maggots, worms, all manner of parasites, the sins of one man's life now devour their maker. The alleyways yawn, as cold wind rises up, spreading out across the city, as the Freak writhes in his final death throes reclaimed by the darkness he embraced. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Still seething with anger, Spawn regards his handiwork with quiet pride. Bravo! Bravo! Oh, excuse me, wrong guy. I thought that was Clown for a minute. Bravo! Bravo! Quite a performance, Hellspawn. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. He was an abomination, Cog. He engineered a gang war and almost succeeded in killing me. He got no more than he deserved. A gang war you did almost nothing to avert. How many died here tonight, and for what? He's just one more corpse against the barricades. I'm tired of listening to you, old man. I just had my goddamn head blown off because of that freak. I'm not in a very forgiving mood. Spare me the self-pity. When are you going to face up to what you are? Nothing around you happens by accident. Your mere presence here on Earth affects things in ways you can't even begin to comprehend. This place, these people, your fates are bound together. Your existence matters, Spawn. Your actions matter. And it's time you started thinking a little more before you act. I'm in no mood for lectures, Cog. Not now. Tough. The forces you're dealing with make no allowances for your moods. You want to be a man again? Then start acting like a man. Look around you. You have to start putting the pieces of the puzzle together. What do you think that dead zone is? Why do you think you lose your powers there? You want to know? It's a celestial safe zone. Literally a small patch of heaven here amid the desolation of Rat City. And believe me, they're paying close attention to what goes on here. What? What are you telling me? I almost died and now I'm supposed to believe that some filth-ridden hole filled with junkies and degenerates is some heavenly rest stop? And that they just sat by and let all this happen? Why should I believe anything you say? Go to hell, Cog! Been there, done that. Don't care to repeat it, thank you. Spawn, this curse isn't going to just go away because you ignore it. By now, I'd think you'd realize that heaven and hell bear little resemblance to what you learned in Sunday school, and that these alleys aren't what they appear to be. Do you think that a prize soldier of hell is going to walk this earth without heaven keeping close tabs on you? If you and I are ever going to find a way out of this curse, you need to start asking the right questions. I don't know all the answers, Spawn, or I wouldn't be here, but I think I can help you with the questions. If you don't have the answers, old man, what good are you to me? Look at you. All this time and you're not 2 steps from where you started. That has to change, Spawn. You have to change if you want to survive. Suburban Queens. Under a watchful moon, a gentle breeze sighs through tree-lined streets. The night is quiet and still, save for the soft rustling of leaves across manicured lawns. Good night, honey. Sweet dreams. Warm and safe beneath her blankets, little Cyan Fitzgerald sleeps like an angel. It is the sleep of the innocent, the serene, gentle slumber of childhood. Her breath comes slow and measured Her breath comes slow and measured as she dreams in blissful, womb-like comfort, without a care in the world. The same cannot be said for her mother. Earlier today, for the second time in recent months, Cyan broke out into a violent, seizure-like outburst. Wanda Blake sighs, a teething sooner tied to an old shoelace. For this, Cyan ran into traffic, screaming hysterically. She could have been hurt, or killed. Why would she do that? A while back, Cyan was kidnapped. After it was over, everyone was surprised at how well she had adjusted, like nothing had happened. But it's clear now that something is wrong. Some delayed reaction to the ordeal, perhaps? A deep-seated emotional trauma? Perhaps even some permanent psychological or physiological damage. Alone with her thoughts, Wanda Blake imagines the worst. Hey, babe. Sorry I'm late. Honey, where are you? Terry, thank God you're home. What's the matter? Where have you been? I got hung up at the office again. No big deal. You okay? Where's Cyan? She's sleeping. I called you at the office. Didn't you get my messages? Yeah, but they said it wasn't an emergency. Guess I just lost track of time. Terry, not an emergency doesn't mean not important. You should have called me back. I'm worried about Cyan. She started acting up again today. It was horrible. Look, you're probably just making a big deal out of nothing. She's a kid. They go through stages. You know, terrible twos and all that. I'm sure she's fine. Really? And how are you so sure of anything? When was the last time you were home to tuck her in? You didn't see her earlier. This wasn't a stage. She was like a maniac. Okay, just calm down. No, I won't calm down. This is our child. We're supposed to be a family, remember? What happened to that? What happened to the man I married? Slam! The wind picks up from the north as Sam and Twitch scour the spiraling mazes of Rat City for the being known as Spawn. Damn, I thought for sure this was the way. Can't seem to keep my bearings. If I didn't know better, I'd swear these friggin' alleys keep moving on us. Hardly likely, sir. Well, we better find Spawn Boy. We better find Spawn Boy pronto. Not that I'm sure what to do when we find him. Maybe if we double back? Look, sir, there's something up ahead. Let's see. Hey, boys, here's the sitch. Some kind of alley bum turf war, but that ain't the half of it. We ain't clear on the details, but something freaky is going down. I don't know. Something, preternatural, sir? Yeah, what he said. We'll take it from here. You two ain't going... No, he says this. Okay, if you're sure you got a handle on it, we'll just finish up on our own. You two ain't going nowhere. And why is that? 'Cause this is official police business, and in case you forgot, you two ain't on the force no more. Banks had the good sense to weed you out, God rest his soul. Banks is burning in hell if there's any justice. We may not be on the force, but we're licensed investigators. We got a legitimate case. You ain't hearing me. You ain't getting in the alleys. Not tonight. You want to bitch to someone? Write your congressman. Got that, Berkey boy? Besides, looky there. Holy lard ass, ain't that the Fatmobile they're towing? Gee, that's a shame. Too close to a hydrant. We're cracking down on that, part of the mayor's new Civic Pride campaign. Stop! What are you doing? Holy mother, son of a friggin' ass! Impressive, sir. I didn't realize there were so many I didn't realize there were so many expletives in the English language. You're a veritable Rogers of profanity. Pity it didn't get you out of the citation. Yeah, well, at least it didn't scratch up the chrome. So what now, sir? We cool our jets and plan our next move. Here we go. Just the thing to take the edge off. Clear away the cobwebs so we can think straight. Not exactly the Rainbow Room, is it, sir? Listen, Twitch, you want culture? You go to the opera. You want to relax, have a little fun? Believe me, this is the right place. You were saying, sir? Frickin' hell! Let me go! Hey, come on, break it up, you mooks! Look at their eyes, sir. They appear to be in some kind of trance. The seething crowd moves in a savage gyre. Bodies fly, careen and collide in a mindless orgy of violence. Wait, there's something not right here. You mean besides the spontaneous outbreak of mass violence? With the trained eye of a veteran detective, Burke scans the room. Something is out of place in the brutish swirl of motion. Give me a second. I smell a rat. Something that moves in counterpoint to chaotic melee. Where is it? Where is it? Gotcha. Move it, Twitch. The weirdo making off with that broad. I think he's the one behind this. How do you know? Gut instinct. And a formidable instinct it is, sir. You were right, sir. The mayhem stopped as soon as the gentleman exited the building. Huh? Where the hell did he go? Oh, excuse me. I think it's supposed to be like this. All right, buddy. Put down the girl and... Huh? Where the hell did he go? You're right, sir. The mayhem stopped as soon as the gentleman exited the building. Exited is right. Poof! Into thin air! This night just gets weirder and weirder. Sir, I think you should have a look at this. Her throat has been ripped out. 10 blocks away. Look at this! A regular massacre. This is what our fair city is sunk to, a turf war over who gets the best cardboard box. Ask me, these rejects did us all a favor. Can't stand these losers, always panhandling, peeing in the street, dirtying up your windshield. As far as I'm concerned, these bums aren't even people. You're all heart, you know that, Boyle? Hey, Slim, you want to hurry this up? I'd like to get out of here as soon as we can. This place gives me the creeps. Why doesn't the city just plow this dump over? Put up one of those nice shopping malls. Even one of them $5 a cup yuppie coffee joints would be better than this hellhole. I mean, what kind of sicko would actually call this place home? From behind the boarded up windows, Spawn surveys the carnage. Such a waste. All this over who has claim to a wretched patch of nothing that most people wouldn't even spit on. The strewn, lifeless bodies of those urban pariahs litter the ground like so much refuse. No refuse. I get it. No next of kin to notify. No money for a proper burial. Not that it matters much. Lieutenant Colonel Al Simmons had a hero's funeral, TV cameras focusing on his flag-draped coffin. It didn't do him much good, did it? He ponders what Cog told him earlier. There's more to these alleys than he had ever believed. For better or worse, they are part of him now. They are his home. And like a spider at the center of a great web, he can sense when something makes the mistake of crossing into his domain. Yoo-hoo! Dead boy! I knew you'd be skulking around here somewhere. Just had to follow the stench of rotting meat. It's a wonder you don't have drooling dogs chasing around after you. What's the matter, Hellspawn? Aren't you gonna invite me in? I don't know who you are, but I suggest you take a walk right now. There's been enough blood spilled tonight. I'd rather not add yours to it. Bloodshed? Ah! This is nothing. Paris during the Reign of Terror. St. Petersburg back in 17. Those were proper bloodbaths. Gutters ran red with the stuff. Beautiful, I tell you. A sight to see. Makes me kind of misty just thinking about it. This is a drop in the ocean. Barely a trickle. Still, it's enough to work up the thirst. Know what I mean? The creature moves with blinding speed, quick enough to catch the spawn off guard. It was stronger than he had counted on as well. Oof! You were warned! Fine. One more corpse against the barricades. Oh, hurt me, Hellspawn, hurt me! It only takes half a moment for Spawn to recover to the hell-forged chains of his symbiote body, and armor stand poised to twist the creature's head off. Whomp! But is half a moment too late. Come on, Spawn, let me have it. What's the matter? You're going all limp on me? Oh, well, don't worry. I hear that happens to everyone once in a while. Get off me! Sinking in now, is it? We just fell into the dead zone. Didn't that old man warn you about this? Oops. A lonely patch of heaven right smack in the middle of all this urban decay. All of hell's minions are powerless here. Feel it? All that power, all that might leaking out of you? No, you ain't going nowhere. See, I still have all my strength. Ain't that a kicker? But you're a vampire? A bloodsucker? Nosferatu? Bingo, meat face. But that doesn't mean we're on the same team. How does it feel, Hellspawn? I love that look on your face. But this isn't how it's supposed to end. You may be the devil's slave, but not me. I'm batting for his competition. What? Oh, by the way, just in case you're wondering, this is going to hurt a lot. Ah! Stop. Enough. Curb your bloodlust, fiend. You know you're not sanctioned to kill on the spot. Besides, what good is he to us if you destroy him? To be continued. Alright, so we're going to stop right here. That's right smack dab in the middle of it. Because, 6 issues, we do 3. And then we'll do another 3. And we'll be on the next volume. Alright, guys, so things are getting crazy. We have this freak that came out and he got taken out very easily. But because there's a little patch of heaven, he can't fight the vampire. I don't know what they were thinking in the late 90s, but some of this is not making a whole hell of a lot of sense. It doesn't seem like the comic is going anywhere. Like, I hate to say it, but it doesn't seem like anything really is happening. And if they are building up to something, I don't see it. It feels like they just did a lot of filler. you know, whoever would pick up the books at this point, right? Because Spawn was already going into the movies. Well, this is past the movie, and everybody had known about it and was just picking up the comics, so they could almost get away with any kind of storyline they wanted to, and people would still buy the book. Um, Again, I'm not seeing anything amazing in these three books. I mean, were they fun? Yeah, but I don't feel like anything really happened. Just like, okay, so there's a patch of heaven, and like, I don't know, things need to fucking hurry up and like do something. You know that meme where the guy's pointing at it with a stick? Do something, Spawn. Like, nothing's happening. All we have seen is now Spawn is got a weakness. He is powerless in heaven. So that's kind of interesting. And we're starting to see him actually be defeated and not quite so all powerful. So that's kind of cool, I guess. But at any rate, guys, this is the Grim Lord, and we will see you guys next time on Grimm's Comics Corner with more great comics. And yes, more Spawn in August. Stay tuned.